Hello guys, I am Crash and this is little tutorial for dynamic items in Shulmania. We're gonna cover how dynamic items in Shulmania work for obstacle game mode because that's where it will be added first. I guess there will be more modes maybe later. But I made the library, I made the items for moving platforms, and there is a lot of to say how it works and what can be done, what cannot be done, the problems with the items and stuff. So let's cover it. First of all, I am not working on the newest obstacle title pack. I mean the one that already has added dynamic items, so I have to use the test the map with mode option, but you will not have to. This will be here as always, the green flag. But yeah, I am just using different development title pack, so I have to use it. Okay, so let's validate the map. So we're gonna use to item modes and go to this icon. It means dynamic. And we have here some platforms that we can use, and also the tool, that's a ruler, that will be quite helpful if we want to measure the distance. We have two types of platforms. You can see standard and elimination platforms. Every platform can be standard platform, and also every platform can be the elimination platform. As the mapper and creator of the map, you can help to distinguish which platform is used for what. So this platform that looks a little bit angry, I mean scary because it has spikes on it, so it most likely will eliminate you. But if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. Okay, let's go to normal platform. Let's pick maybe this one because it's like a standard one. So there is our platform, and now just click this gear button, click here, and now you can edit the item. So we have options: auto, hit, touch. What does it mean? It means that the activation when the item will activate to move will occur. If it's set to auto, then it will occur always. It's like automatic movement. You don't have to do anything with it. You just start them up and the object starts moving and it won't stop. Then we have hit. That means if the player hit the object, it will move. It will it will come back to its place and it will stay there until you hit it again with a rocket. Then we have a touch. This one depends on the item. This one is a little bit tricky, because what it does, if it detects that player touch the object, then it starts moving and perform the action that's defined here. But there's thing that it depends on the trigger shape. Trigger shape determines how around the objects things are detecting the player. So for example, this is the platform, but if you touch it from this side, that side, or that side, it will not detect that you touched it as this type of move type. But if you touch it from the top one, it will detect. How to know where it will be detected? So these items, the standing one, the standard ones, the standing ones, are not detected at touch at all. So keep it in mind. The items that are placed on the floor, the platforms, are detected always on top. So the real detection radius is something like you put another one. Wait, not this button. Okay, so this is like the trigger. If you touch this trigger, the item will move, but if you touch it from the side, it will not. So that's the difference. But if you want, there are more options for the elimination type of. object, like this one. They're called omni, dynamic omni, and the size, I mean the number of the item and the size. This one has detection on each side, even at the bottom. So no matter where you will touch this, the spikes, they will detect that it's touched. So to visualize, I'm gonna just use it. Okay. So let's here touch, maybe velocity I will put to 2, same as here, I put here to 2. I'm not gonna click the eliminate option because I want to show you how it works now without dying. Okay. So I touch from the side, the item starts moving. I touch from the side, the item is not moving, but if I touch from the bottom, the item starts moving. And this one is detected on every side there is. But of course there are the same ones, but wait, the same ones, but they are not on every side, they are just on top, like this one. There are different variations you can use. Another thing, when placing the item, if you place the item, it's not really possible. It's the limitation. It's not even my fault or any other fault. If you place the item, you cannot really rotate it as you want, because the items are just here to visualize where the items will be placed. But the placing item itself is handled by the script, and the script doesn't have the rotation option. That means whatever you put the item, I mean, if you change the rotation of the item, like for example, let's change it like that. And what now? Well, if you test the map again, they will always face the same direction. And that's the problem we cannot change. We cannot change this problem. That's just how it is. So I cannot really do anything with this one. Okay, so finally I hope I cleared some problems with the item and how it works. Now let's go to settings in themselves. So first one is a move time. Another one is a return type of object. There can be smooth and a sharp one. So what does it mean? So let's go here, velocity 10 for example, it's on hit and the move type is set to smooth. That means that the object will go towards some place. I know it's going up, right? It's going up, then it will come back the same path it came. So if you set it to sharp, so let's go for the same object, maybe with the same settings. But if we set this to sharp, it will go to some place on the map, but to come back, it will not come back smoothly like the same way it came, but it will teleport to the place. That means if you set okay, and now I should use the, okay, never mind. Let's test it how it works for now. So this is smooth, it goes up, and it is sharp, and it comes down, and the sharp just keeps going up and it teleports. And the question is, why this one is going twice as far as this one? Because the time is set to the same. Okay, now we have to go to the time option. I skipped the position velocity, but don't worry, I will come back to it. The time distance option. So for now we're gonna go for time. The distance I will go further, I will say further how the distance option work. So the time is the total time in seconds, total time of the movement of the platform. So if the platform has to come back, it needs to be doubled as this one, because let's say this one is set to 4 seconds, so it will float the sharp one. The sharp one, the sharp one, will float 4 seconds up and will come back. But this one is set to smooth. That's why it will float 2 seconds up, and in the middle time it will come back to its place, so it will be 2 seconds up and 2 seconds down. So this one is split into half. So if we won't have them, you know, at the same to get the same height after movement, we have to double this time to like 8, then it should work pretty much similar, if not the same. We're gonna test it, I don't know how it works now. So we shoot this one and this one. Yeah, you see, the movement is pretty much, the height, altitude is pretty much the same. So that's how it works. Now we go to position and velocity. Velocity is actually, you know, the speed and direction the object will go to. So we can set it to minus, to plus. It depends on us. What's the difference between position and velocity? Well, of course, the position is position and velocity is velocity. But let's say, if you want the object to first teleport to the specific location and then start the movement, you use the position option. So if I set here like minus 20, and now I use the start, it will first teleport to the specific position, then it will move like that. It teleported there. Bam. Yeah, that's how it works. Okay, now before we use the distance and some other very important information, we go to delay. Delay is actually the delay itself. So for example, let's put this one to 0, everything is 0, time, distance. Oh, and there's one more to the time. If we set the time to 0, what happens then? It means the object is not moving at all and is not performing any action. So even if the delay is set to some value, it will not do anything. It means if you want to have still platform that is not activated but auto, but by hit, by touch, just, you know, normal block that's on the map with that's not moving, then you just click here, set time to 0. It's just how it works. It is how it's set. It's not performing any action. It's not being detected by any of that. So that's how it works. At least that's how it should work. I don't know if there are some bugs I didn't spot. I hope so. I mean, I hope that there are not. Okay, so yeah, let's set time to 1 and the delay let's set to 5. Delay is first the object will be unspawned, it will be not visible, that it will come back to 1 second and it will be there for, okay, it's hard to explain, so better is just to show. Let's do something like that and let's put it to sharp. Okay, test map with mode, obstacle edit, we already know this option. Now just skid, and it's not anywhere, it just disappeared. But after 5 seconds it will come back to the position it should be in, and then it will come back to the initial position. So first the delay is just means how long time the object is away. But if we set time to 0, then you know it should like not do anything. I hope it will. I won't find the bug right now. Yeah, you see, nothing happens because the time is set to 0. So every movement of the item is how discarded. Yeah, it's discarded. Okay, so pretty much everything is covered in this place. So the combinations of or maybe before we go to combinations, let's go to distance, because instead of time we can set the distance that is that calculates actually the time for the movement itself. It's not perfect, the distance is not perfect at any means, but it's closer if you want to achieve any distance instead of time. So so let's, for example, you want to put distance instead of time, then what you have to do is put the number, the distance number, in minus value. So for example, minus 20. It's not perfect distance that will be there, but it's a close one. So the distance may change depending on the speed that you put here. Oh, and if you don't put the velocity at any of these, at the X, Y, Z, I guess, or Z, I have no idea, it will not work. So if you want to use the distance, you have to put the velocity, because otherwise it has no sense. Okay, so let's go for velocity Z. Let's go for velocity Z. I don't know which direction. By the way, if you want to use the velocity, I mean, yeah, any option of velocity, is better to know which direction the platform is going. And to know that, you can turn on the plugin cursor coordinates. And on the right side, I use either as a cursor, and it's displaying 3 values. And when moving some mouse to any direction, you can see the value is incrementing or decreasing. And you can see the direction the platform will be going. So now, if I move the mouse right, I want the platform to move right. I see the value Z, I mean the third value, is decreasing. That means now I have to put here, there, minus, and the speed. So I don't know, the speed can be like maybe 8. Let's go speed 8, time distance 20. Okay, what does it mean? The distance is minus 20. I mean the distance is set to 20. Well, what's the real distance then? How can we say what's the 20? Well, there is tool for that. We're gonna use this one. We put it at the middle of the block, so you can see there is a center of the block, and let's put it here. Maybe here to actually know where the block is going. This is the center, so we put it in the center. It's set to 20, so around this value, minus maybe 1 block, plus 1 block, it depends on the speed, because it's not perfectly calculated. The platform will stop and will come back to its place. Okay, so let's see. I mean let's see. Let's go for maybe smooth, hit, minus. Yes, everything is set. Maybe I don't want delay at all, so you're gonna disable it, test map with mode, obstacle edit, and see how it actually works. So I hit, and it goes to to 20. It's around this value, as you can see, but it's better still than, you know, guessing how much time the platform needs actually to come back. And it's there again. You can activate again, and minus 20, I mean 20, yeah, it's there. So even if you set up the speed to different value, let's go for minus 20, it's a pretty big speed already. And player sprinting is around minus 14, I guess, something like that. If I try it, it's close to this value, minus 14. I mean 14 in velocity. It's around the player sprinting speed. And now I shoot. It's around this value. It may change a little bit, but it's still, you know, close to this one. So that's how to use the ruler tool and the distance. What is not working well? If you put the velocity 0 and you put the time distance, it's not working well. It will use instead some other random value, because during the calculation of the lifetime, I mean the total distance, it's actually divided by multiplication of these 3 velocities. So if every velocity is set to 0, you cannot divide by 0, so you had to do some work around to not crash the script. So don't use the distance option, just use the time if you want the velocity to put to 0. Okay, what also doesn't work well? if you go to auto and you change position to some value, it works, but it has no sense actually. So let's go -20 position. It has no sense because every time object is activated, it goes to position, so it still stays in the same position. What I mean, I will show you. It's pretty simple. So it just keeps staying there. You can see it just keeps staying there because it's activated every time. Every single time it's not that. It gets activated and deactivated. Sorry. It has no sense to use it like that, but it works. If you were guessing, it still works. And I think I covered most of the things. Oh, there are also lava items if you want to use lava. That looks pretty nice, yeah, I gotta say. Every item is actually emitting light, so it's also cool. Oh, I don't know why I'm using the underground option instead of the ghost mode. So lava is there and it's emitting, reflecting some stuff. And okay, so now some maybe technicals. If you are testing the map in sync player, and also it should work. Oh, I don't know why it's set to auto. I think I'm gonna set it to time distance 0, so I'm disabling the movement, but I still want it to eliminate me, so I'm gonna click here eliminate. So now this map with mode, it's gonna still eliminate me. No, wait, what the fuck? Why did it disappear? What the hell? Now that's because the position is okay. I am gonna disable the position. I don't want the position to be changed. Wait, no. Okay, I found the bug. I didn't want to find the bug. I thought all bugs are fixed. That sucks then. What should I do? Maybe I'm gonna go for hit sharp. Maybe it will fix stuff. I mean, it's not a big bug. But still, it's not what I want to see. Okay, now it's there. Okay, it's not a big bug because you can actually just use different settings. Yeah, it's there. And if I die, that's fair. That's what I wanted to say. So, if you are in sync player, I mean in campaign, or you are in map editor, every time you die without any checkpoints, every object is going to be resetted. So I don't know if any object is moved. Oh, this one. If I die now, you can see they're being replaced to the original position, so they can come back to the first place they were been on. So it works pretty nicely. Also, if you just backspace, also works. But if you take a checkpoint and respawn now, you see nothing is happening actually. It works just as it worked. And now you can just fall into lava. So lava is killing. It definitely is. So if you was wondering if the killing thing is working, it's working. Okay, I think that's all.